I've led him down the nights and down the days, I've led him down the arches of the years, I've led him down the labyrinthine ways of my own mind, and in the mists of tears I hid from him and under running laughter. Up vistate hopes I sped and shot precipitated down titanic glooms of chasmed fears from those strong feet that followed after. But with unhurrying chase and unperturbed pace, deliberate speed, majestic instancy, they beat, and a voice beat more instant than the feet. Yea, all things betray thee, who betrayest me. I pleaded outlaw-wise to any hearted casement could have read, intertwined with delicate charities. For though I knew his love to follow it was I sore dread lest having him I must have not besides. But if one little casement parted wide, the gust of his approach would clash it too. Fear was not to evade as love wist to pursue. Across the margins of the world I fled and troubled the gold gateways of the stars, smiting for shelter on their clanged bars, fretted dulcet jars and silver chattering the pale ports of the moon. I said the dawn be sudden, to eve be soon. With thy young skyey blossoms heat me over from this tremendous lover. Float thy vague veil about me lest he see. I tempted all his servers only to find my own betrayal and their constancy, and faith to him, their fickleness to me, their traitorous trueness and their loyal deceit. To all swift things for swiftness did I sue, clung to the whistling mane of every wind, but whether they swept smoothly fleet the long savannah of the blue, or whether thunder driven they clanked his chair athwart to heaven, plashy with flying lightning round the spur of his feet, fear wist not to evade as love wist to pursue. Still, with unhurrying chase and unperturbed pace, deliberate speed, majestic instancy, came on the following feet, and a voice above their beat, "You will not shelter me." I sought no more that after which I strayed in face of man or maid. But something within the little children's eyes seems something that replies, they at least are for me, surely for me. I turn me to them very wistfully, but just as their young eyes grew sudden fair with dawning answers there, their angel plucked them from me by their hair. "Come then, ye other children, nature, share with me, said I, your delicate fellowship. Let me greet you lip to lip, let me ply with your tresses, wantonly, with our lady mother's vagrant tresses, banqueting with her in a wind-walled palace underneath her azure dice, quaffing as your taintless way is from a chalice, lucid weeping out of the day spring." So it was done. I in their delicate fellowship was one, drew the bolt of nature's secrecies. I knew all the swift importings of the willful face of sky. I knew how the clouds arise, spuming of the wild sea snortings. All that's born or dies, rose and drooped with, made them shapers of my own mood, or wailful or divine. With them joyed and was breathing, I was heavy with even when she lit her glimmering tapers around the day's dead sanctities. I laughed in the morning's eyes, I triumphed and I saddened with all weather. Heaven and I wept together, and its sweet tears were salt with mortal mine. Against the throb of its sunset heart I laid my own to beat, and share commingling heat. But not by that was eased my human smart. In vain my tears were wet on heaven's great cheek. For alack, we know not what each other says. These things are nigh. In sound I speak, their sound is but their stir, they speak by silences. Nature, poor stepdam, cannot slake my drought. Let her, if she would owe me, drop yon blue bosom veil of sky and show me the breasts of her tenderness. Never did any milk of hers once bless my thirsting mouth. Nigh and nigh grows the chase with unperturbed pace, deliberate speed, majestic instantly, and past those noised feet comes on a voice more fleet. Not contents thee who contents not me. Naked I await thy love's uplifted stroke. My harness piece by piece thou hast hewn from me and smitten me to my knee. I am defenseless utterly. I slept, methinks, and slowly woke. Gazing down, found myself stripped in sleep. In the rash, lusty head of my young powers, I shook the pillaring hours and pulled my life upon me. Grime with smears, I stand amid the dust of the mound of years. My mangled youth lies dead beneath the heap. My days have crackled and gone up in smoke, have puffed and burst like sun starts on a stream. Yea, faileth now even dream the dreamer and the lute the lutanist. Even the linked fantasies in whose blossomy twist I swung the earth a trinket out at my wrist are yielding chords of all too weak account for earth with heavy grief so overplussed. Ah, is thy love indeed a weed, albeit an amaranthine reed, suffering no flower except its own to mount? Ah, designer infinite, how must thou char the wood ere thou canst live with it? My freshness spended showering in the dust, and now my heart is as a broken font wherein tear-dripping stainings spilt ever from the dank thoughts that shiver upon the sighful branches of my mind. Such is what is to be, the pulp so bitter, who shall taste the rind? I dimly guess what time and mist confound, yet ever and anon on a trumpet sounds to the hid battlements of eternity. Those shaken mists, the space unsettle, then round the half-glimpsed turret slowly watchkin, but not ere him who first I've seen and wound in glooming roads purpureal cypress crowned. His name I know and what his trumpet saith. Whether it be man's heart or life that yields thee harvest, must thy harvest fields be dung with rotten death. Now of that long pursuit comes on at hand the brute, and that voice is round me like a bursting sea. And is thy earth so marred, shattered and shard on shard? Lo, all things fly thee, for thou fliest me. Strange, piteous, futile thing, wherefore should any set thee love apart? Seeing none but I makes much of naught, and human love needs human meriting. How hast thou merited of all men's clotted clay the dingiest clot? Alack, thou knowest not of how little worthy of any love thou art. Whom shalt thou find to love ignoble thee, save me, save only me? All that I took from thee I did not take for thy arms, that there's just a might seek it in my arms. All that child's mistake fancies as lost, I have stored for thee at home. Rise, clasp my hand, and come. Halts by me those footfalls. Is my gloom after all shade of his hand outstretched caressingly? Ah, fondest, blindest, weakest, I am he whom thou seekest. Thou dravest love from thee, who dravest me.